Hey there guys, Portal Master here, and in today's video we're going to be checking out the latest update to Skylanders Ring of Heroes. Now I apologize, I am again a couple days late on this video. I've been home visiting family on spring break, so I do hope you'll understand why it's taking me a little bit longer to get these videos out here lately. But anyway, we are going to be looking, like I just said, at the update that was recently dropped. The main thing that it added was, we go into the challenge tab, the meditating woodland. We're going to be talking about some of the other changes that it made really quickly. I believe that I'll have to go to the events tab to find this information. I can't honestly remember where the patch notes are, because the patch notes are a little important. Yeah, here they are. So, we'll skip meditating woodland and we'll go back to that. They changed the gem purchases a little bit, as you can see. They added some new packs. That's there, basically. 2 new special packs. Stealth Elf's Ninja Training Dojos 1 and 2. If you're interested in paying for stuff, there you go. You've got then skill adjustments, and this is the main other thing that I actually wanted to talk about, because this was probably the biggest change outside of the meditating woodland to come to the game. So, Chopscotch, it says damage dealt by charged up axe will be calculated based on defense. It has previously been based on attack. So it just makes Chopscotch, just modifies the way she plays that. Honestly, Chopscotch is not a character I was terribly familiar with before. I wasn't sure how she was really being used in the meta, so I'm unsure how this affects Chopscotch. Unsure, really. Go to Wildfire. Bonus hits of lots of chains will additionally cast effect resistance down to all enemies once. So it's a slight Wildfire buff is more or less what this is, because it is making them less resistant whenever he uses lots of chains. Now, in my opinion, Wildfire is a character that is really good, and we just haven't seen be used a lot yet. I had him in the soft launch when I was playing on the Canadian and Australian servers, and Wildfire seems like he's going to be a really promising character once people grind to get him up to 6 stars, and so buffing him is probably going to cause more people to start to maybe take a look at him, and I think eventually he will fall in to be a very meta defense-based character, so we'll see. This could be interesting and could bring him more into the meta. We've got Rattleshake. Fistful of Snakes will be revised to grant crit rate up, not on all the allies, but on the ally with the highest attack if the target is already poisoned. So, this is a bit of a nerf for Rattleshake, because it doesn't give crit rate up on all allies, just the ally with highest attack. Obviously on critical rate builds, so like I know that a common build, Vulcan actually brought this up, and I think it's becoming a very meta thing, is basically to take Stormblade and create a crit rate build around Stormblade. So if you're using Stormblade as a damage dealer, you could obviously supplement with like Rattleshake or something like that and use Fistful of Snakes. Honestly, it's not a huge nerf for Rattleshake, because I have a feeling you are probably only using that ability to try to target one character anyway, but nonetheless, it is a bit of a nerf, especially if you were trying to do like a double unit crit build. So again, unsure how this will affect things. Obviously a slight nerf to Rattleshake, but I don't think it's going to break the character and make him useless. For the fourth one, we've got Thunderbolt. It changed Lightning Rain. Before update, 60% chance to deal a blow and cast attack down on all enemies for 1 turn if it blocks Thunderbolt's attack. Now it is 40% chance to gain crit rate up for 1 turn if enemy evades. And so basically then it also revised it to give a bonus hit on the first target. So this is honestly a bit more of a rework than a nerf on Thunderbolt, because it actually makes him, instead of doing attack down to all enemies, it's crit rate up for 1 turn. So definitely a bit of a rework. It's going to change the way that Thunderbolt is being played. Again, I'm not personally familiar with how Thunderbolt was being used in the current meta, so I'm unsure how this will affect things, but it definitely will change up the playstyle of him a little bit. But then we have the big 2 here that I'm definitely very familiar with how they were being used. We've got Whamshell and we've got Boomer. So, first up, Whamshell. Cooldown for King's Mace / Poseidon Strike will increase from 11 seconds to 19 seconds. And Boomer, cooldown for Dynamite Toss or Double Dynamite Toss will increase from 15 to 20 seconds. So I'm going to hop out here and I'm actually going to look at these characters real quick so that I can actually show you what this means. So let me find Boomer. Yeah, Boomer. So, Boomer. Dynamite Toss going from 15 to 20 seconds. that's kind of a big deal, because Dynamite Toss is one of Boomer's biggest ways of actually getting damage out there. You've still got these other two abilities, but definitely that's a pretty big nerf. As a character who could deal a good bit of damage, yeah, that's significant. That's a significant nerf. Same thing for Whamshell, King's Mace and Poseidon's Strike, which this is this turns into Poseidon's Strike when you awaken him, I believe. Yeah, I just forget the names. So yeah, increase the cooldown significantly again. So again, this was a pretty big way of getting Whamshell to deal damage. It's based off of defense, and so with Whamshell, of course, he was a defensively oriented character, and the idea was that you could basically use a Whamshell Kaboom team, and that really dominated for a long time. And so basically the two strongest units in the game, which were both very easily grindable, were pretty much Boomer and Whamshell. They were two very strong characters, not just for PvE progression through the Shattered Islands, but they were also pretty much your way of like speeding through the rune dungeons. And unfortunately they have now been significantly nerfed, and so they're still viable. It's not like this broke the characters again, but it definitely was a pretty big change that is going to affect the meta, and I'm now curious to see if other characters come to replace them. For now, they're still in the meta, but I have a feeling that this nerf will cause another character to become the superior characters for rune dungeons, at least maybe in some circumstances. It'll be interesting to see. But now, of course, the main event of this thing was the Meditating Woodlands, which is basically a new way to get experience. So, as soon as you clear 7-1, so the first level of the 7th island, you do unlock the Meditating Woodland, and it allows you to get a ton of experience. You can enter in 3 times, and there is a small chance to get red potions, but really, do you want red potions? So, we're going to go through Meditating Woodland, and I'm going to actually put in a team that I really want to use. So, I'm going to actually put in Stealth Elf, and I'm going to put in, I guess I will put in Snapshot right here. So the Meditating Woodland gives a lot of experience. Now it costs a good bit of energy, 10, 20, 30, 40 energy each time you go up. I'm just going to leave this on auto while we grind through here. But the amount of experience that it awards is actually pretty significant. This is actually really nice, and I'm so glad that they've added this in, because this is going to be such a much better way to try to grind for experience than just doing Shattered Islands over and over again. So now we've basically got a gold dungeon, experience dungeon. I don't know what else they'll add. Maybe a villain grinding dungeon. That'd be nice. A way to get blue potions, something like that. I don't know. But yes, this is great. This is great news, and I basically took Whirlwind up from like level 15 to level 31 yesterday based off of the experience from the Meditating Woodlands. The one reason that the Meditating Woodlands is kind of strange is because obviously I feel like with the Meditating Woodlands, if you've maxed out some of your characters, you don't want to take your strongest team into the Woodlands, because then they won't be getting experience if they're actually at max level. But the problem that you run into if you do that is that you're not able to 3-star them, which was the problem I had yesterday when I was doing these. You know, I 1-starred it, or I 3-starred level 1, I 3-starred level 2, and then I only managed to 2-star level 3 because I didn't get through it on time. So you'll obviously want to actually, you know, take your strongest team, maybe to like 3-star it so that you can run it on auto, and then actually use the team you're trying to level up. You know, if you're really picky about trying to do the 3 times auto run, not a huge deal, but it is definitely something to keep in mind when you're doing the Meditating Woodlands. We just leveled up Hot Dog to level 60. You'll see how much experience is granted here. 2,387 experience, so like 2,400 experience. That's a good bit of experience right there. So definitely Meditating Woodland is a very positive change, and you can see that there are several levels to it. It goes all the way up to 5. I might be able to do 4. I'm not 100% sure. It'll be kind of iffy to do 4. I'd actually have to sub in Blades, like I was saying. I'd have to use my A team to get through this, and honestly, I don't really think I'd want to be using my A team at this point since I've maxed Blades and Hot Dog and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm definitely a little bit behind where I'd like to be on this account. Unfortunately, just I've been super busy, but I will hopefully actually be able to get caught up at some point in the near future so that I can actually do content telling you guys, how to help progress. I'm much further on my other account, and I'm still playing definitely a game of catch up. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more on Skylanders, Ring of Heroes. I'll have more strategy guides, more update videos, and all kinds of fun stuff coming on this channel in the near future. That's all for now. This has been Portal Master. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and shout out to all my patrons on Patreon, especially Cosmic Dragon Gaming and Portal Power TV. That's all for now. See you guys next time.